Good morning, New Jersey family. Happy Tuesday. Let's start by greeting our heavenly parents and true parents. Chanjin, Chokumoke, Kyombe. But we will now recite the family pledge, first in Korean.
가정맹세 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Number 2, our family, the owner of Chanelguk, pledge to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the heavenly parent and true parents. We pledge to perfect the dutiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and earth by sending on true love. Thank you. For morning prayer, can I please ask Miss Mie Lepelkin, please?
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you so much. Let us pray. Beloved Heavenly Parents, thank you so much for giving us your new day. We're gathering here, settling upon New Jersey, Cheon prayer gathering. We are so grateful for everything you done for us, within of years of your investment, and we live in this time with our true mother. So many riches cause our true parents, true father, and true mother went through, and this final stage, our true mother's life, her offering, and her Johnson, and with our all brothers and sisters, first gen, and second gen, third gen, and fourth gen. Truly, we are amazing. Your loving prepared this jungle era we live in, and to really to cultivate our heart to align with you. Such a blessing you gave us as individual. Sometimes we feel so insignificant, but as all our connections centering upon True Mothers, we are trying to build your kingdom of heaven on this earth. Please accept our sincere heart, and to unite with you, and to unite with True Mothers, and to really, we want to live in a kingdom of heaven. Please guide each one of us to really to find a way, and to really practice our principle way of life, live for sake of others, and to live for one another. Please guide this moment. We can gain the wisdom through True Mother's memoir and through each other's brothers and sisters. I sincerely offer this. My name, Raimi Ripokan, Jungkook Central Families. Jew.
Ju, thank you, Ms. Lepelkin, for that heartfelt prayer. Now we're gonna go into our morning stretches. We're gonna wake up our body. All right, so we can all start with just shaking out our muscles, let it loose. All right, I'm gonna go big stretch up to the ceiling. All right. All right, and now we're gonna cross our arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on our back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm gonna get up. You guys don't have to get up, but I'm gonna get up so we can do some stretching with our legs. We'll start with our hips. We'll do hip circles. If you can't, you can just twist in your seat. Circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to pick up our legs a little bit and stretch. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're just gonna try touching our toes. If you can't touch your toes, just touch your knees or however far you can go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Okay, and we'll go the last 10 seconds. You can stretch whatever muscles you like. Okay? I'll count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, amazing. Everyone looks wide awake and ready to go join our breakout rooms. So we have the next 6 minutes to share our reflections and gratitude to our brothers and sisters. So I'll see you guys soon. Welcome back, everyone. I had an amazing breakout room with Mr. Klofa and Mrs. Etsuko. I would like to please call up Mr. Klofa for his appreciation and gratitude sharing.
Yes, good morning, all, everybody here online. My appreciation is centered on the visits of our children and grandchildren for the holidays, Thanksgiving, and just this morning, about 5 o'clock, one of my daughters and in California and husband came to visit for a couple of weeks, actually, in Connecticut and New Jersey. Then the next cycle of Christmas, we've got birthdays. We have a daughter with a birthday on the 25th, a daughter with a birthday on the 26th. We have two daughters on the birthday on the 5th of December. So we're kind of combining everything. And it's the family time. It gets a little chaotic, but within chaos is opportunities for some order and harmony. So that's really great. Family time, a family reunion for the holidays. I appreciate that. My daughter from California, well, the one who just left this morning, put up our inflatable snowman Santa Claus in our backyard here in New Jersey. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Wow, thank you for your sharing. Now I'd like to call Mrs. Etsuko if she can share her appreciation and gratitude.
Hi, good morning. Last week I went to after Thanksgiving went to Montreal to meet my son's wife's family because of they have a sickness, that cancer or something, and I couldn't meet after COVID, so I just determined to go. But 6 hours driving the challenge for me myself. With daughter, but she can't drive. So I just determined to go and back for only Friday when they are, and Saturday meet them, and Sunday come back. So after come back, I came back that safely. But after that, I just collapsed and then sleep, rest 2-3 hours, then 2 hours, then I realized that was not myself, I made it, but the spiritual words, ancestor helped me to drive together. And then after reaching the home and they left, so that's why I totally lost my power. Then I was wonder what's happened like that. I could drive like this, but anyway, it's really not God helped me to go and back, and they appreciate one way to meet a relative like this. So this is really appreciate. Always God helped me, and spiritually helped me to make some determination, and God wanted to meet them. So I just bring the God to them to meet only 1-2 hours we can meet because of their sickness. I cannot stay long with them, but it's really appreciate that moment, and also the God helped me to safely come back. So this is totally appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Atsuko, for your sharing, and we'll definitely keep our prayers for your family. Now we're going to move into our mother's memoir. So, please prepare your hearts and your minds in the words of True Mother's words and Pastor Naokimi's reflection.
Okay, good morning, brothers and sisters. Let's go into our reading for today. From the Mother Piece. Mother is the center of the family, and when she is not home, even for a day or two, the family suffers. Our wives and mothers went out not for a day or two, but for 3 years. For every father who had to cradle and feed a child begging for his mother's milk, a mother on mission was squeezing milk out of her swollen breasts and weeping. It was almost like Jesus' 3 years of public ministry, or my husband's 3 years in a North Korean labor camp. Wives who were pregnant when going out would return to give birth, and after 100 days, go back to their mission field. After the 3 years, when the mothers returned, their youngest children didn't recognize them and even resisted them. Such is the incredible sacrifice of heart offered to our Heavenly Parent for the restoration of the world. When a woman has a baby, she experiences the pain of childbirth. Despite this, the midwife's job is to encourage her to push more. Like midwives giving birth to a new world, my husband and I pushed our unification family members. Historically, every time danger appeared, the Korean people, farmers, and loyal patriots defended their homes and their nation. With that spirit, our members rose and defended their homes and nation against communism. My husband counseled these courageous women. The people do not understand unification now, but if the 30 million people of Korea join together with the Unification Church, this nation and these people will not perish. The blessed wives buried their pain in their hearts, for they knew that their mission was for the sake of the nation. In hindsight, their work has borne great fruit and can only be considered the most praiseworthy act of patriotism. Thus far, it has been hidden from view in our nation's history, but one day it will be revealed. As the Unification Church spread to other countries, blessed wives around the world followed the example of the early Korean wives and their families. Thus, this brilliant chapter has been written in the history not just of Korea, but of all nations. All blessed wives stand on this foundation and are carrying on this tradition. It is a story of women sacrificing to preserve the nation and world. One of its fruits appeared 20 years later in our meeting with Mikhail Gorbachev, then president of the Soviet Union. This opened the door to teach the young people of the Soviet Union our God-centered worldview, the democratic spirit and ethical values, which contributed to the reconciliation of East and West and the downfall of communism. Another fruit was our trip to North Korea in 1991, when we met North Korean leader Kim Il-sung. Our harrowing but thoroughly triumphant visit opened the way for dialogue between North and South Korea and prepared a foothold for our work there. Okay, that was a bit longer than usual, but I think, yeah, a lot of rich content to share. Yeah, the first thought that came when reading this section was there's a lot of talk about the sacrifice of mothers, and particularly during the early years, there was this time period of 3 years where really the moms, the women were really asked to kind of leave everything behind to do mission work, kind of like pioneer missionaries in different towns around Korea. And yeah, mother details the kind of sacrifice that many of the mothers had to make in order to do the mission, and also to, in one sense, it feels like it was really a necessary condition that for the restoration of the world. And the analogy that they shared was that they were like midwives, kind of pushing women to give birth to a new world, something like this. Yeah, but I'm amazed, like, just the willingness of our early members to really kind of go to that level of sacrifice for the sake of a great world. And I know it's in many cases, we look back, many of our members or young, even second generation, may feel trauma from that time, or kind of pain from that time, although kids were still very young at that time to even realize it. But I know that the principle of investment, with great investment does come great fruits. And so the challenge is we may not correlate those two all the time. Like even for me reading this, I didn't realize that this was, I mean, I remember hearing stories, but I didn't realize that, yeah, this happened for our earliest members in Korea doing this kind of mission. Yeah, I didn't realize. But it also says later that this was the foundation for also members throughout the world to also kind of sacrifice at the same level in their respective countries. And I know that even for me, I don't exactly remember how long, but I was put into something called Jacob House, which is kind of a nursery care. And for some time, even my I think my dad was doing like construction business, but my mom also was focused on mission for some time. So I was also kind of placed in kind of childcare for extended periods of time. But I feel like it was kind of a necessary sacrifice at that time in order to really go from a small community movement to a whole global movement. That level of sacrifice was what allowed for us to grow at the pace that we did. So another point that stood out for me was the purpose really was actually the one word really stood out during this reading was patriotism. Yeah, I think it came up earlier in a reading as well. But this thought of patriotism, that what we're doing is really true patriotism, that it's really to protect our nation from, communism or from godless morality, and really become true citizens of our nations by standing up for God, standing up for family and values. And yeah, Mother uses this word patriotism to describe our members, that what we did was the most praiseworthy act of patriotism. And I really feel like if we can associate ourselves not just as Unification Church members, but true patriots of our nations, then we can really see the value and the role that each of us play, not just as individuals or in our families, but what does it mean to be a true American or a true Canadian or whichever country you're in. From God's viewpoint, really it's about standing for the original values of that nation and really representing the best of what that nation has to offer. So I feel like this identity as a patriot is a very powerful identity to wear and carry on top of our unificationist origins. And finally, yeah, she says that all of this effort and investment, she connects the victory of meeting with Gorbachev and Kim Il-sung and opening up new doorways to overcome communism. She credits the members' Jungsung and sacrifice to those great victories. So I really feel Mother's kind of heart of appreciation to our members, all the sacrifice that were made. It's not forgotten. It's truly appreciated. And she offers all the great victories to the members for their effort and sacrifice. So yeah, I really appreciate Mother for having that kind of heart and being able to acknowledge the sacrifices, but connect it back to the great victories and progress that we've had. That's all for today.
Wow, thank you, Pastor Narakimi, for your reading and your insight on the reading. I'm sure everyone got many points from this. It's a little bit longer of a reading than usual, but I'm really grateful that we're able to listen to more of it because I definitely have a lot of points here that Pastor Narakimi said. And I feel like the one that I can really connect to most is, mother is the center of the family. And the first thing I think about is my mother, and she's definitely the center of our family. They were saying, when a mother's gone for 2 days, the family kind of panics. And that's a great example of our family. When our mother's gone for just a day, our family panics. She's the one that gives us the amazing food. She's unconditionally loving us. But yeah, so that's a little point here. I'll save the rest for my group. But yeah, I'm going to break us out into our groups to share our, key phrases and our sharing from Pastor Narakimi. Welcome back, everyone. I had an amazing breakout room today. I had Mr. and Mrs. Tuluba, Mrs. Bettino, and Mrs. Akemi in my breakout room. So there was a lot of love and amazing sharing in my group. For the sake of time, I only have time for one sharing. So I'm going to ask Mrs. Akemi if she can share her sharing. Sorry, Mrs. Akemi Hirose.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yeah, this part of the memo is always difficult to read for me, and all the mothers who went for a mission work is so hard, and true mother recognize each one of them. And yeah, I was sent to Japan like back in like 1998, I think. Yeah, I don't remember exactly why I was sent to Japan. And I took 3 weeks off from work, and I went and we did blessing with the many other sisters, including like Noriko-san and Pastor Naokimi's mom. And every night we are hearing some memories from Mrs. Ushiroda. She has many children, but how much she's loving each one of them. And that is mother's heart I was learning from her, and it was very precious experience. Remind me that experience in the past, and I feel so grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Akemi. Thank you so much for your sharing. Now I'm going to pass on to the New Jersey Family Church and the Chuncheon one, Pastor Takino.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Please join me in prayer. The most precious heavenly parent and our love true parent. Last week, we celebrate Thanksgiving. And last Sunday, Pastor Naokimi sharing about the gratitude and service and difference between gratitude and appreciation. God, I truly gratitude you find us, you calling us. And now I know who I am and who is God. Long time when I was in Japan, I have no idea, or I even don't care about God. And I couldn't recognize I am the Son of God. But now, I can't forget what is my identification. I am the Son of God. And the spirit of Son is a Shoujon. That's why I can't forget God, your heart, and true heart of the true parents every day. How can I return the joy? How can I fulfill God's dream, parents' dream? That is my dream. Such a heart, God, heavenly parent, moving in myself. Thank you, God, you give me the loyalty I truly appreciate I have a loyalty, and I can't stop to serving, or I can't stop to thinking of God every day. And I'm already 58 years old, but I still have a dream. I still have a vision, very strong vision. And we truly appreciate you give us such a wonderful life. And I pray for all blessed families, wonderful blessed families, sometimes difficult situation, sometimes illness, or children's really difficult, but all of us, people who met through parents, it's a beautiful people. Their sincerity, their integrity is amazing. So this is our strongest point, our movement, the people. So we continue to recognize how wonderful our blessed families and appreciate to all. And we can gather together to break through any kind of the wall. And we will build a Cheon group together. I pray report this. My name, Atsushi Takino, Namiko Takino, Red Central Family, Aji.
Got you. Please feel free to unmute for unison prayer.
Heavenly Parent, I thank you so much.
Many people still don't know. They care about it. Many people no idea. We have a clear identification. We are the children of God. And we realize our heart original mind to explain God. Being with us. Parents teaching very unique. We are living 24 hours. Whole life.
World centered on centered on our own selfish desires in the world centered on sacrificial love. Must be prepared to put ourselves pour ourselves in. Father, we're reading about the blessed wives who went out for years in Korea.
I see now
separate children.
in America.
They return the children didn't even know the bride, and we're starting to see them. Other babies for their mothers freezing their milk. Truly coming out of the heart of our our heavenly we restore this world, turn this world around. Selfishness that began as individual selfishness and the inhumanity
know.
Man,
Continue
I need
want us to
each
know
of
that we
them
can,
by
to the one.
no matter what we do, Heavenly
now
Father,
I
thank
need
you.
family.
the
What
I need
parents we
neighbors
want
community.
this
flare up
to
little
matter.
What is
peace.
our vision?
Heavenly,
What
we
is
thank you,
God's
Lord.
vision?
Ukraine and
Your
Russia
responsibility, Heavenly Father,
We are all
Lord
will have
from
no
that we realize
reason
that
to
we are,
God is
dislike
only
our
one creator.
know that we are not in one God here this
Hey
morning.
God,
on
Yeah,
an
Heavenly
national
dear
Parent,
brothers and
level,
sisters,
we have to
racial
not
level,
American,
Father.
gathered like this. That we
Turn
don't.
our
Ju, Ju. Thank you, everyone. So this concludes our Attention One Prayer Vigil. Thank you so much for everyone attending today, and I hope to see everyone tomorrow. Have an amazing Tuesday. Bye, guys.
thank
Have a good day,
you.
everyone. Thank you, Jeanette.
Thank you, Janet.
Have a great
Happy
Tuesday. Bye.
passing out
Have
of
a great day.
Bye.
God bless you.
God
Have
bless
a good
you.
Thank you for
day.
sharing a
Thank
song.
you.
Thank you.
Robert, God bless. Carol, God bless.
Those children.
Claire,
Bye bye, everyone.
Lord, God bless.
Smiley.
hey, God bless.
Thank you, VA.
It looks very nice with your shirt.
God bless.
Thank you,
Bless
Janet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Getting big or going down?
Going
Nice
down.
to see
You're
you.
very
Bye,
good.
family.
Very proud of you. You're so pretty.
Good morning.
Very pretty.
I will